What if humans never discovered fire? Fire feels inevitable, so natural, so obvious, so essential. But it wasn't guaranteed. For most of Earth's history, fire existed without being understood. Lightning struck, forests burned, lava flowed. But knowledge, the ability to control fire, to carry it, to use it, was a fragile accident. So imagine a world where that accident never happened. A world where humans never learned how to make fire. Not late, not poorly, never. At first, it doesn't seem catastrophic. Humans still exist. They still walk upright. They still hunt, gather, and think. But from the very beginning, something is missing. Without fire, nights are different. Darkness is absolute. Cold is permanent. Predators rule the hours when the sun disappears. Early humans do not gather after sunset. They retreat, they hide. The night is not social, it is dangerous. There are no glowing circles of safety, no shared warmth, no stories told in flickering light. Human groups remain small, scattered, always moving. Because without fire, there is no protection from the cold. Ice ages become nearly impossible to survive. Entire regions, Europe, much of Asia, high altitudes, remain unreachable. Humanity stays trapped near the equator, and that changes everything. Without fire, there is no cooking. Raw food defines the human diet. Meat is tougher. Plants are harder to digest. Calories are harder to extract. The human gut must work harder, grow larger, consume more energy. The brain pays the price. In our real history, cooking unlocked calories that fueled brain growth. Without fire, that energy never arrives. Human brains still evolve, but slower, smaller, more limited. Language develops, but less complex. Abstract thinking exists, but remains shallow. Long-term planning is rare. Fire didn't just warm us, it fed our minds. Without it, intelligence advances, but cautiously, unevenly. Technology stalls early. No fire means no metalworking. No pottery, no glass, no bricks, no controlled chemistry of any kind. Stone tools remain the peak of engineering. There are no sharp steel edges, no needles, no nails, no complex machines. Shelter is limited to what nature already provides: caves, wood, bone, hides. Architecture never truly begins. And without fire, there is no reliable light. The sun defines the day absolutely. Productivity collapses at dusk. Time itself becomes shorter. Human life is dictated by daylight cycles more strictly than any animal we know. Society develops differently. There are no permanent cities because cold nights, predators, and lack of preservation make large populations impossible. Food spoils quickly. Meat rots. Plants decay. Without fire, there is no smoking, drying, or cooking to preserve food. Humans live hand to mouth, season to season. Famine is constant. Disease is worse. Fire once sterilized tools, cleaned wounds, boiled water. Without it, infections spread easily. Minor injuries become deadly. Lifespans remain short. There are no doctors, only healers limited to herbs and luck. Population growth stays slow, very slow. And without population pressure, there is no agriculture. Because agriculture requires planning, storage, and protection, all dependent on fire. Clearing land, hardening tools, cooking grains. Without fire, farming never takes hold. Humanity remains nomadic forever. Civilization never begins. Religion evolves differently too. Fire never becomes sacred because it was never mastered. Lightning and wildfires are feared as violent, untouchable forces. Gods are associated with storms, darkness, animals, and the sun, but never flame. There is no hearth, no home built around warmth. Families bond less tightly. Groups fracture easily. Survival favors adaptability, not attachment. Even migration is limited. Without fire, humans cannot push into colder climates. The Americas remain unreachable. Australia remains isolated. Vast portions of the planet are never walked by human feet. the world stays bigger, wilder, more animal than human. And then there's the most profound loss of all. Without fire, there is no curiosity about transformation. Fire showed us that matter could change, that one thing could become another, that rocks could melt, that sand could turn into glass, that the world was malleable. Without that lesson, science never begins. There is no chemistry, no physics, no metallurgy, no engines, no electricity, no industrial age, no digital age, no space, no written history, because writing required tools, inks, and materials refined by fire. Human knowledge lives and dies with each generation. Progress resets constantly. Now imagine Earth today in this world. The planet is quieter. No cities glow at night. No smoke rises from chimneys. No engines hum. No satellites orbit overhead. Humans still exist, but as one species among many. Clever, adaptive, but not dominant. Forests remain vast. Oceans teem with life. Animals rule most ecosystems. The Anthropocene never happens. The planet never bends around human ambition, and humanity never knows what it lost. Because without fire, there is no reference point, no myth of progress, no memory of mastery, just survival, just instinct, just daylight and darkness. Fire was never just a tool. It was the moment humans stopped merely living in the world and began shaping it. Without fire, humans would still be here, but history would not. Civilization would not. And the question of our purpose would never be asked, because asking it required light after the sun went down. That is what would happen if humans never discovered fire. Not extinction, but a forever unfinished story.